start in the Vatican City, of course. We gave you earlier on those live visuals. Let's now go to our SABC News correspondent, Trent Murray, who joins us live from Rome in Italy. Trent, a very good afternoon to you. So Roman Catholic cardinals attended a public mass in St. Peter's Basilica just earlier today, just hours before, of course, the start of the conclave. Just speak to us moments, of course, before the conclave, what is happening now, and a little bit earlier on, what transpired.
Well, those 133 cardinals from around the world are now getting very close to the start of the main event, I guess you could say. After that mass this morning with the public, where undoubtedly many prayers were said for the direction of travel that they're about to take with a new leader. We understand at around 4:30 local time, same as Central Africa time, that is when they will make the official procession into the Sistine Chapel, where these deliberations are going to take place. Around an hour later, all non-essential staff will be forced to clear the room. They will take a vow of secrecy, and then the voting will begin. We know that this is an old-fashioned voting system. It goes back centuries. Effectively, those cardinals will write their choice down on a piece of paper, and then they will count it up at the end. They do need to get a 2/3 majority in order to seal victory. It's unlikely, though, today that we will see a final name. It would be very unusual for them to come to a conclusion in the first round of voting, and so what we expect to happen then is that this will then continue on through Thursday, potentially Friday, until they can sort out some of the front runners, some of the runners and riders, work out who they want to lead them, and then the Catholic Church will have a new pope.
And what is the sentiment on the ground, Trent? I mean, just walk us through how people are feeling, because we know and we see there's so much anticipation, not just in Rome, of course, worldwide. Just speak to us about what people have been telling you. What are they saying? Are they excited? Are there some apprehension?
It is an extraordinary scene when you take a walk around St. Peter's Square there, because you see thousands of people from all around the world. Many of them, of course, are Catholic faithful here to see this event up close, but many others are just tourists who happen to be in the Italian capital while all this is going on. It will undoubtedly be a holiday to remember for them. You see people singing and dancing and prayers taking place. Of course, vendors selling Catholic memorabilia and souvenirs. And I think that's really part of this. This is, a public event for the church. There are 1.4 billion Catholics around the world, and I'm sure many of them would love to be here. But of course, if they can't be, then the Vatican City Press Office is really working quite hard to make sure pictures are posted out and videos on social media and stuff, so people can take part in it at home. I mean, I should just briefly mention the Italians are loving it, as you might imagine, all of this attention. They've even got a national sort of competition underway. It's called Fanta Papa, effectively a little bit like a fantasy football team competition, 75,000 participants. Instead of choosing a football team, though, you're choosing a potential pontiff. The people that choose the correct one, they may just win some money.
I want to talk a little bit about, of course, the main candidates here, with the appreciation, of course, that no cardinals specifically campaign for the job. There is, of course, much anticipation on who will then succeed Pope Francis. I mean, some of the names that have been identified and thrown around quite significantly, of course, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who is the current, in his current position, is the Secretary of State and head of the Roman Curia, as well, of course, as Cardinal Louis Tagle from the Philippines. But a lot of interest here in South Africa in terms of will we likely see a pope from Africa, from the African continent. Of course, Cardinal Peter Turkson, one of those names that have been also thrown there in the ring from Ghana. What are you hearing in terms of just the main candidates that have been, the names that have been thrown out?
Well, look, it's obviously difficult to make predictions, and all of the church insiders say you've got to be very cautious around front runners and favourites. The reason they say that is because quite often in the past we see some big surprises. When we were here back in 2013 doing all of this for Pope Francis, he was not a favourite. He was an outsider, and he came up through the middle and surprised everyone with his victory. Now, in terms of some of the names, you're right. I mean, the Cardinal from the Philippines is considered a bit of a front runner from the progressive side of the church. But then there are several names from Africa which certainly are in the mix. It includes the Cardinal from Ghana, as you rightly say, as well as the Cardinal from Guinea and the Cardinal from Congo. Now, if any of those three were to win, it would be the first African Pope in 1,500 years, the first ever from sub-Sahara Africa. So we know that those 133 cardinals, when they make this choice, will have plenty of options to choose from. Of course, one of those cardinals who will be casting a vote is Cardinal Stephen Brislin, the Archbishop of Johannesburg.
All right, Trent, thank you so much. I'm sure we will be speaking to you throughout the course of today, but thank you so much for that update, Trent Murray, up live for us in Rome there, of course.